You don't watch history. You become it. Today, you are Nikola Tesla, the genius who helped build the electric age, while Edison became the name most people remembered. You are not the harmless old inventor from a textbook. You are not just a strange man standing beside lightning in a laboratory photo. You are a weapon pointed at the future. You are the man who sees the modern world before the modern world exists. You see cities glowing at night. You see machines speaking across oceans. You see energy moving invisibly through the air. You see a planet connected before anyone has the language to describe it, and that is your curse. Because when you are too early, people do not call you a genius. They call you dangerous. They call you arrogant. They call you insane. The world praises Edison as the great wizard of electricity. But you know the truth is more complicated. Edison builds by trial, money, reputation, and armies of workers. You build inside your mind. You close your eyes and watch machines rotate in perfect detail. You test them in imagination before metal is ever shaped. You can see flaws before they exist. You can hear the rhythm of a motor before anyone else knows it can run. But brilliance does not protect you. Not from poverty. Not from betrayal. Not from humiliation. Not from watching lesser men become richer from ideas that once burned inside your skull. Before the world knows your name, you are a boy in Smiljan, born into storms, stories, and strict expectations. Your father wants discipline. Your mother, though denied the fame of formal invention, has hands that understand tools, mechanisms, household machines, and practical genius. From her, you inherit more than blood. You inherit the ability to look at ordinary objects and imagine hidden systems inside them. As a child, your mind refuses to behave. Images strike you with terrifying force. A word, a sound, a memory, and suddenly a picture explodes before your eyes as vividly as reality. Sometimes it feels like madness. Sometimes it feels like a gift. You do not simply think, you witness. You do not simply imagine. You enter the machine. Other children run, laugh, and forget. You count. You observe. You become obsessed with motion, light, water, insects, gears, and the invisible laws that move everything. You are not interested in what the world is. You are interested in what it could become. But genius nearly dies before it begins. Illness drags you toward the edge. Fever burns through you. Your body fails while your mind still races. You bargain with life itself. If you survive, you will not waste yourself on an ordinary path. You will chase electricity, the unseen force that already feels like destiny. You recover, but something has changed. The future no longer feels like an option. It feels like a command. Years later, you arrive in America with little money, a head full of designs, and a letter of introduction that seems to promise opportunity. New York does not welcome you gently. It is loud, filthy, hungry, and ruthless. Men do not care what you can imagine. They care what you can sell. You enter Edison's world expecting to meet a fellow visionary. Instead, you find an empire. Edison is already famous. Edison has investors, newspapers, factories, and public trust. He has the name. You have the system that could make his obsolete. You work hard. You repair, improve, calculate, redesign. You sleep little. You push your body beyond reason. You believe that if your work is brilliant enough, the world will recognize it. But the world does not work that way. The world recognizes power first, money second, and genius only when it is useful to someone already powerful. You clash with Edison not because one of you loves electricity and the other does not. You clash because you see two different futures. Edison's direct current is limited, stubborn, difficult to send across long distances. Your alternating current can travel farther, scale larger, and light entire cities. To you, the answer is obvious. To others, it is a threat. You leave Edison's company with more anger than reward. The great American dream does not open its arms. For a time, you dig ditches to survive. Imagine that. You, the man who can redesign the electrical future of civilization, stand in the dirt with aching hands while your ideas roar silently in your head. Every shovel of earth is an insult. Every hour of labor says the same thing. Genius means nothing when no one is willing to fund it. But you do not stop. You find allies. You find investors. You build the induction motor. You prove that alternating current is not fantasy. You step onto stages and let electricity become theater. Sparks coil around your body. Tubes glow in your hands. blue fire dances like something alive. Audiences gasp because they think they are seeing magic. You know they are seeing the future. Then George Westinghouse enters your life. And for a moment, it seems the world has finally made room for you. Westinghouse understands what Edison refuses to accept. Your system can change everything. The war of currents begins, and it is not a polite debate between inventors. It is a battle for cities, contracts, reputations, and the right to define modern life. Edison's side attacks alternating current as deadly and reckless. Demonstrations are staged. Fear is spread. Electricity becomes propaganda. You are not just fighting technical arguments. You are fighting public terror. You are fighting money. You are fighting a machine that knows how to make people afraid of the future. But the future has a way of arriving anyway. At the Chicago World's Fair, light becomes your answer. The fairgrounds blaze with electric brilliance, powered by alternating current. Millions see what you saw years earlier, a world transformed after sunset. Buildings glow, walkways shine, night itself is defeated. For the public, it is spectacle. For you, it is proof. Every lamp is a sentence. Every glowing hall says Tesla was right. Then Niagara Falls turns from natural wonder into electrical power, and your dream becomes infrastructure. The water crashes, turbines turn, current travels, and the world steps into a new age. This should be your triumph. This should be the moment when everyone understands. But history is cruel. Triumph does not mean peace. Your name rises, but so do your enemies, your debts, your obsessions, and your appetite for impossible things. Most men would stop after changing the world once. You cannot. You are already chasing the next century. You imagine communication without wires. You imagine signals crossing oceans. You imagine voices, messages, images, and power moving through the air. People around you still think in cables, stations, and machines bolted to the ground. You are thinking of the planet as one giant system. You are thinking of Earth itself as a conductor. This is where your greatness becomes dangerous even to your supporters. Because investors can understand a motor, they can understand lighting, they can understand profit that arrives on a schedule, but they cannot understand a dream so large that it sounds like prophecy. They ask how money returns. You answer with the future of humanity. That is not enough for them. Wardenclyffe rises on Long Island like a monument to a world that does not yet exist. To others, it is a tower. To you, it is the beginning of a global nervous system. You want to send information across the planet. You want to transmit energy through the earth and sky. You want to make distance irrelevant, but money begins to dry up. JP Morgan does not want a miracle he cannot meter. Investors lose patience. Newspapers turn curious, then skeptical, then cruel. The tower that should have announced a new era becomes a skeleton against the sky. Every unfinished beam feels like an accusation. Every unpaid bill tightens around your throat, and still the ideas keep coming. That is the tragedy of being you. Failure does not silence the mind. Poverty does not slow the visions. Mockery does not make the machines disappear. You can lose a laboratory, a contract, a sponsor, a public reputation, but you cannot stop seeing. You become stranger to the world because the world has become too small for you. You develop rituals, you fear germs. You count steps. You avoid certain objects. You work with impossible intensity, then collapse into loneliness. People whisper about your habits because habits are easier to understand than genius. They call you eccentric because the alternative is admitting they cannot measure the scale of your mind. The city changes around you. Electric lights spread, motors hum, radio grows. Wireless communication becomes real. Technologies you imagine begin entering daily life, sometimes with your name attached, sometimes without it. That is one of the deepest wounds. You do not merely fear failure. You fear being erased. You watch others profit from fragments of the future you once carried whole. You keep inventing. You speak of robotics before people are ready. You imagine remote-controlled machines. You imagine weapons, waves, power systems, communication networks, and possibilities that sound absurd until decades later, when they begin to look familiar. The more the future resembles your mind, the less the present knows what to do with you. A lesser man might become bitter and stop. You become bitter and continue. Your life narrows. Hotels replace homes. Promises replace payments. Interviews replace laboratories. You become famous and poor at the same time, which may be the cruelest combination. People know the legend, but not the man. They want stories of lightning, madness, secret weapons, and impossible machines. They do not want to understand the cost. The cost is your body, your peace, your friendships, your chance at a normal life, perhaps even your ability to be loved without suspicion. You choose the future again and again, and the future does not hold you at night. In your final years, you live in rooms that feel too small for the scale of your thoughts. You feed pigeons. You speak gently to creatures no one else notices. The world sees this and laughs, or pities you, or turns you into a curiosity. But perhaps the pigeons are simple. Perhaps they do not ask for patents, contracts, demonstrations, or profit. Perhaps they do not steal ideas. Perhaps they are the only living things that ask nothing from you. And yet, even near the end, you are still not empty. You still speak of inventions. You still imagine forces hidden in nature. You still believe there are secrets waiting for the mind brave enough to reach them. The world thinks you are fading, but inside, the storm has not stopped. When you die in 1943, alone in a New York hotel room, the world does not fully understand what it has lost. Officials inspect your papers. Rumors grow. Stories multiply. Some are true, some exaggerated, some born from the mystery that always surrounded you. But the real mystery is not whether you built secret weapons or hid forbidden machines. The real mystery is simpler and sadder. How could a man help create the modern world and still die feeling abandoned by it? Years pass, then decades. The world changes into something closer to what you imagined. Cities glow with electric life. Motors power homes, factories, trains, and tools. Wireless signals move through the air. Voices cross oceans. Machines respond at a distance. The invisible becomes ordinary. Humanity lives inside currents, fields, frequencies, and networks. And slowly your ghost returns. People begin to ask if you were robbed, if you were ignored, if Edison was overrated, if history chose the wrong hero. Some turn you into a saint. Some turn you into a myth. Some exaggerate your genius until the human being disappears. But you are not a saint. And you were not merely a victim. You were brilliant, proud, obsessive, difficult, visionary, wounded, and sometimes impossible to save from yourself. That is what makes your story powerful. You were not perfect. You were not always practical. You did not always understand the world of money, reputation, and compromise. You wanted humanity to leap, while the people around you wanted invoices, contracts, and returns. Maybe you saw too far. Maybe you refused to look down at the ground beneath your feet. Maybe that is the price of seeing the horizon before everyone else. So now you stand inside the contradiction. You are the man who helped electrify the world, yet could not light the darkness of his own final years. You are the inventor whose ideas made other men rich. You are the dreamer who won the future but lost the present. You are proof that being right is not the same as being rewarded. And now the question belongs to you. Was Nikola Tesla the greatest inventor the world failed to understand, or a brilliant man destroyed by dreams too large to survive reality? Was Edison the villain in your story, or simply the man who understood power better than you did? Did history fail you, or did you fail to play history's game? Comment below, because this argument is not over. And remember, you don't watch history, you become it. Today, you were Nikola Tesla.